How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Up to this point, we all know Ja Morant's the clear favorite to win Rookie of the Year. Not only is he the real deal, the 6'3" point guard out of Murray State has been putting on an absolute show every night, showing his bags of tricks. One of the most exciting players to watch. The 20-year-old has an extremely bright future. While Zion Williamson remains a mystery, it's tough to predict what his numbers will look like in his first 30 games. But let's take a look at some underachieving rookies and 5 teams who are already regretting their 2019 draft pick. The Atlanta Hawks, selecting Cam Reddish 10th overall over Tyler Hero and PJ Washington. Reddish had an underachieving season at Duke, being the third option. Most times looked like an average college role player, but his size at 6'8", combined with his quickness, stroke, and handles, made him a very intriguing prospect. The 20-year-old continues to struggle. His first 33 games averages 8 points on just 32% shooting, 27% from 3, not contributing for the struggling Hawks. If Reddish doesn't improve and turn out to become a solid player, he'll be one of the most forgotten number 3 prospects on the ESPN Top 100. Even with Zion and RJ, the 6'8" forward still shot under 36% from the floor in college. Very inefficient, just like in the NBA. His problems seem more legitimate than fluky. Still got a very long way to go. After being compared to the likes of Paul George, Reddish needs to get a lot stronger, especially finishing in traffic. Although it's too early to say he wasn't a good pick, sensational sharpshooter Tyler Hero was selected 3 picks after him and has been way better in the NBA so far, fitting in, producing as a rotation player for a playoff team, a more polished and confident player. Reddish wouldn't be getting any minutes with Miami, while PJ Washington has been balling for Charlotte, averaging nearly 13 a game on almost 50% shooting. The 6'7" power forward could have fit in perfectly in replacement for John Collins' suspension. Way more efficient and useful than Reddish right now. Washington would also get easy looks from Trae Young, while Reddish had made little to no impact with Atlanta. He might be the type of player who would benefit more with a winning culture around him. Many also forget Reddish was Atlanta's first round pick in exchange for the Doncic-Trae Young trade. If Cam doesn't make an impact in the ATL, then Dallas would have ended up winning that trade by a mile. The Boston Celtics, Romeo Langford over Brandon Clark. The Celtics are once again one of the best teams in the East, led by the trio of Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. The team didn't need to have much expectations for their 14th pick. 6'5" shooting guard Langford is nowhere near NBA ready. After being a one and done with the Indiana Hoosiers to falling out the top 10, had a lot of negativity in the scouting report. Too out of control, loses the ball a lot, not a good shooter, isn't much of a playmaker, and has questionable motor. And injury prone, dealt with a dumb injury in college, has some knee issues in preseason, and now an ankle sprain in the G League. With Boston extending Brown through 2024 and Marcus Smart under contract through 2022, there's simply no room for Langford to get playing time on the team. The 20-year-old will have a difficult time in getting serious minutes unless there's a big injury for Boston. His time with the C's so far is reminding me of James Young, the former 17th pick of the 2014 draft, where Brandon Clark out of Gonzaga and San Jose State was the 21st overall pick. Excels as an energy guy off the bench for Memphis, finishes above the rim, shoots nearly 64% from the field, averaging over 12.5 points. Somebody who could be super effective off the bench to help the Celtics contend amongst the best of the best. Clark currently leads all rookies in player efficiency rating, field goal percentage, and rebounding. While being very active defensively, he would be an excellent piece for Brad Stevens' system. The Golden State Warriors, Jordan Poole over Nicholas Claxton and Kevin Porter Jr. Being a late first rounder out of the University of Michigan, the 6'4" shooting guard struggles mightily to get anything going for a banged up Golden State team that needs all hands on deck, averaging 7 points on 25% shooting, under 24% from 3. Starting 9 of his first 31 games is unacceptable. The 20-year-old had one 20-point game so far, but getting less minutes now, where he was supposed to be another sharpshooter. Claxton was the 31st pick who plays for the Brooklyn Nets, would have brought a lot of toughness to Golden State in the front line at 6'11", a type of guy who would bring in the challenge of guarding 1 to 5, even scores like Kevin Porter Jr., selected 30th overall of the Cavs, and Carson Edwards of the Celtics at 33. Seems like more established players offensively, more vital to Steve Kerr's system. If it wasn't for all the injuries, Poole would likely spend most of his time in the G League. A very erratic shooter, not a good defender, and has poor shot selection. The Phoenix Suns, Cameron Johnson over Tyler Hero, PJ Washington, and Brandon Clark. It was an absolute shocker. The Suns decided to trade down after having the number 6 pick traded to get role player Dario Saric, who provides only a little bit for the team. The Wolves ended up selecting Jared Clover out of Texas Tech, a younger guy with more upside. Johnson was a 23-year-old college transfer, even older than Devin Booker, averages 8.3 points on 40% shooting from 3 off the bench. His ceiling might have already been reached. The franchise selected many terrible draft picks over the last 10 years, and Suns fans will continue to worry as long as they keep losing games. Tyler Hero's the younger and way better player, still 19 years old. So is PJ Washington, who would effectively stretch the floor at the 4 spot, knock down outside jumpers, and Brandon Clark can guard multiple positions, give the team much needed energy with his hustle plays. The Suns offense is 8.5 points better per 100 possessions when Johnson's off the floor. All 3 guys are way more worthy than him. At the very least, the 2019 draft has not helped the Suns whatsoever. The Sacramento Kings, another team who struggles drafting good players. Justin James over Eric Pascal. Nobody could have predicted the 23-year-old 2-time NCAA champion would be the steal of the draft, selected 41st overall. As a versatile do-it-all type guy, James was picked right before Pascal, barely seeing the floor, plays less than 10 minutes a game, already 22 years old, out of the University of Wyoming. The 6'7 shooting guard hasn't made any impact for the struggling young team, who doesn't look as sharp as last season. Combined with all the injuries, Pascal would have been a perfect fit at the 4, with Marvin Bagley's injuries filled the void at the power forward spot. The franchise mistakenly went with James, who wasn't even invited to the NBA Combine. While other teams also deserve blame for missing on Pascal as well, most of the other guys selected in the mid-30s were well-known college players. Many fans never even heard of James. While Pascal's averaging around 14 points a game, being super vital, some nights he's the main reason why Golden State's able to win some games given the lack of depth. The Kings front office should be looking at themselves in the mirror, wondering why they had the audacity to pass up on superstar Luka Doncic in 2018, followed by passing up on the best second rounder in 2019, Eric Pascal. Those were the 5 teams that regretted their 2019 NBA draft pick. At this very moment, it doesn't seem like Cam Reddish or Cam Johnson will end up being better than Tyler Hero, PJ Washington, or Brandon Clark. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.